What's going on, friends? Nick Falato, the Big Blue Banter podcast here to break down some defensive plays from the entire season so far through 10 weeks. Giants are coming off of a bye week, and they have a Monday Night Football bout against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have suffered 2 straight losses. And we saw these New York Giants be very efficient against the Las Vegas Raiders in the red zone. And I want to get down to the bottom of it because they were absolutely abysmal through most of this season. So let's break down some plays from that game against the Raiders and some plays from the Giants in the red zone throughout the entire season. Now let's start with this one, 3-by-1 set by the New York Football Giants with the nub here. And you're going to get the nub releasing kind of on an out and flag type pattern. You're going to have a nice little check right here from the end man on the line of scrimmage. James Bradberry, your true number 1 cornerback, your best player on defense, arguably, because you have Leonard Williams and a couple other really good players as well, is aligned on Darren Waller. He did a pretty good job against Travis Kelce, and he did a really good job against Darren Waller here. But I like this play design by the Las Vegas Raiders because you're going to take Waller and you're just going to split him all the way up the field, trying to split these 2 safeties. You're going to have Zay Jones run a clear out for the under from Bryan Edwards. And Bryan Edwards was open on this play. Derek Carr just didn't throw the ball. It wouldn't have been a touchdown or anything like that, but I really enjoy what the Giants have been doing in terms of their red zone package. It's something they did against Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. It's what they do with these safeties. It's just double buzz, baby. So both of these guys are going to drop down, and they're going to play this area. Middle of the field. We are going to remove the middle of the field and force you to challenge our cornerbacks on the outside. And that's what the Giants have been doing. They're clogging up the middle of the field, clogging up the traffic in that area, and forcing the receivers of the opposing team to win one-on-one matchups in tight quarters while sending 4, sometimes even 3. And we'll play it right here. So I love the play action fake too, because you're going to have this backside guard kind of pull to sell the run. Goes into the play action. Carr doesn't think twice about handing it off because it is a design pass. And look, everything's covered up except for Edwards here. We'll go through the entire play here, but let's watch it one more time. Because you have this nice pick concept here. Zay Jones is just going to release through here, create the traffic. And if Dory Jackson can't flow over the top, there's just too much traffic there. So he has to kind of be patient, take a looping angle towards him. You can see how he closes with pretty quickly. But everything else is covered up. And Derek Carr just ends up picking up some yardage with his legs here. But watch those 2 safeties. What are they doing? You have this safety right here undercutting the deep middle route, the clear out route from Darren Waller. Logan Ryan is on the outside of Darren Waller, ensuring that if Darren Waller were to go on a flag type of route or cut in any sort of direction here before he were to enter that break, that would be covered. So there's prime emphasis on Waller here. Prime emphasis on the middle of the field. Once Waller clears, you have him kind of go underneath it. You have Bradberry and Trail right there. And you have Logan Ryan looking at both of these routes now. So you have the man coverage. It's tight. Darnay Holmes is right on Zay Jones. You have Dory Jackson closing with on Bryan Edwards. You have Julian Love at the top against the other tight end because this is 12 personnel on Foster Moreau. And Tay Crowder is assigned to Kenyon Drake. And you send 4 rushers on this play. Sometimes the Giants drop 8. And they just force Derek Carr to tuck the football and run with it. Giants go back to that double buzz look man coverage on this play as well. And it's a 3-by-1 set, only it's 11 personnel. You have Darren Waller to the backside with Zay Jones, Hunter Renfrow, and then Bryan Edwards. You're going to have a lot of double moves here. You're going to have Zay Jones basically fake out, use a hard, violent swat to come back inside on this slant on Aaron Robinson. You're going to have Hunter Renfrow go into his pivot. You're going to have Bryan Edwards just release up. And you're going to have Darren Waller do a little stutter right here and go upfield as well. And then behind that, which I really like, you have Kenyon Drake running that arrow route that we love so much. Watch what happens. Look at both safeties dropping down to the goal line. Not going to allow Hunter Renfrow's excellent route running to defeat them here. And then you have Logan Ryan right here trying to intercept anything that comes in the vicinity, breaking inside up the seam, something the Giants have put a lot of focus on. But that isolates Bryan Edwards one-on-one, and that isolates Darren Waller one-on-one. As you can see, you have Logan Ryan driving downhill on Kenyon Drake, outside leverage right here. Also, by doing that, Logan Ryan is kind of taking away the throwing window from Zay Jones, although that was there. Double team One-on-one, one-on-one. Forces the overthrow. Watch it one more time. Right there, that's a spy on Carr. We saw Carr pick up some yardage before. This is something the Giants did the week prior against the Kansas City Chiefs as well. Ended up forcing a fumble on Keon Carlson. We'll go over that here in a second. But you love the coverage here. And here's that play I'm referring to. You're going to get the same look here, only different formation. It is 3-by-1. You have Travis Kelce, the tight end, here as the number 3, Tyreek Hill right next to him. Very, very dangerous. You're going to have a lot of routes just breaking over the middle of the field. Double buzz is about to commence. Man coverage, you can see set outside leverage right there, forcing inside to these two defenders. That is not by accident, that is by design, and you have the quarterback spy here in Carlson, so you're sending 3. And watch as both of those routes break inside. You're going to have this safety drive down on the Tyreek Hill one. You have double coverage, technically triple coverage, but one of them is vacating the coverage on Travis Kelce. Patrick Mahomes is forced to rethink what he's doing. Carlson comes in, forces him right into Leonard Williams' arms, forces the fumble. We'll go over that one more time, but that's an excellent play right there by the New York Giants on defense. You have off coverage here, right? Dory Jackson needs to be aware of what's going on, but you could see he is protecting the inside. He is forcing an outside break right there. He does not want this player to cross his face and go inside because both these safeties are going to be reacting to what's going on right here. So he knows he's probably one-on-one right there. So the Giants anticipated 2 inside breaking routes from Tyreek Hill, from Travis Kelce. One-on-one right here. Both blanketed Darrell Williams. Then you have 4 Giants defenders in the area of their 2 superstars. You'd love to see that kind of communication, teamwork, just overall effort from the New York Giants defense. Good job, Patrick Graham. See if this play looks familiar. It's a little bit more condensed right now, but you have man coverage. And this is a typical man coverage beating type of formation when you align someone like Hunter Renfrow, someone as precise of a route runner as Hunter Renfrow, off the line of scrimmage in a tight stack, reduced split inside the numbers with Bryan Edwards. And then you also have something similar going on down here. You're going to get a 7 route from Zay Jones. You're going to get an outward release pivot inside from Darren Waller, and you're just going to get an inward release from Bryan Edwards, and then another pivot type of concept, doesn't really get into it too well here, from Hunter Renfrow, and that's because of what the Giants end up doing. I hope you guys really enjoy my artwork here. Throughout the season, the New York Giants have been beat a lot by similar formations. We saw it a lot in the Rams game. Well, look at the alignment of Darnay Holmes here. He is in pure outside leverage here. He is forcing everything inside. So what the Giants are going to end up doing is they're going to stick Aaron Robinson on Bryan Edwards. That's your guy. You're going to be traveling with him, Meg type of coverage. But if anything breaks inside and anybody loses at the line of scrimmage and there's any type of free release, if Hunter Renfrow were to release to the backside off the ass of Bryan Edwards and come in this direction, then there would be a safety, Xavier McKinney, waiting there for him. And that is by design, ladies and gentlemen, a good adjustment that Patrick Graham made. Let's go over this play real quick. You can see that doesn't end up happening, but look who's right there. Eyes on Hunter Renfrow to rob anything inward breaking. Aaron Robinson's in good coverage. Darnay Holmes is in excellent coverage if Hunter Renfrow wants to break outward. And then you also have Logan Ryan right here. And Logan Ryan is reading Derek Carr's eyes. Derek Carr was going in this direction. Logan Ryan is baiting that. He's waiting, but that creates the one-on-one isolations out here with James Bradberry on Darren Waller. And then Dory Jackson down here. And Bradberry's all over Waller there on that little pivot route. You also have Josh Jacobs releasing out of the backfield. Tay Crowder takes that. Giants end up rushing 3. What do? Reggie Ragland, spy Derek Carr, baby. Play underneath, spy Derek Carr, read his eyes. Do not allow him to beat you with his legs. He's not exactly the most fleet of foot quarterback, but he's still someone who can make you pay. And I like the fact that they have that extra defender there as long as everything is covered up on the back end, which it is. Because Carr's already releasing the football by the time Logan Ryan is heading in this direction, which makes it look like he's open right there, but in reality, he really is not. Great coverage adjustment. 2 guys on Hunter Renfrow. There's nothing he could do. Everybody else is blanketed in man coverage. Love to see it. This play right here is from earlier in the game. You're going to get an inside breaking release here, little wheel type of route, and then somewhat like a post curl type of route at the top of your screen from Zay Jones. Again, look at it. Man coverage. You can see what the Giants are doing. Look what they do with both their defenders underneath right here who are going to be watching Josh Jacobs and then playing underneath. And then please pay attention to the direction of Logan Ryan and what he's doing. Sets right on the seam right there, cutting off the underneath part of Bryan Edwards' release. I love the fact that Patrick Graham is doing all of these creative things with the safeties. Start him on the opposite side of this hash and run him right over to that glance route. Everything else is covered up pretty well. You have two underneath defenders here. Tay Crowder jumps up, gets his big paw on that, and Adoree Jackson is draped all over Bryan Edwards. The Giants right here, man, they're doing nothing overly complex in the red zone, but they're having a lot of success over the last couple weeks. And it's something that we couldn't say earlier in the year. So you'd love to see this. And we're going to go over this next play where Logan Ryan just has an excellent individual effort. And this is just going to be empty 3-by-2 with the stack. It's a mesh concept. Pay attention to what Logan Ryan ends up doing on Josh Jacobs. All the way from across the formation. The concept of mesh is to create a lot of traffic in the middle of the field. So you run basically two drag routes, create a lot of traffic in the middle of the field, and then hopefully one of the defenders ends up running into somebody, getting picked legally, resulting in someone breaking free. You can see a lot of traffic there, right? You have 4 Giants, 3 Raiders, and Hunter Renfrow is right here. He's the mosh, the man over. Josh Jacobs is the mush going under. And Logan Ryan evades him, gets back into position, sets outside of Josh Jacobs, and makes the tackle. And that leads to the Daniel Carlson missed field goal. I think that is just an excellent play from Logan Ryan right there. That cannot be understated. Could be a game-saving type of play here. The fact that he was able to shimmy and avoid Hunter Renfrow there and make this tackle. Again, more man coverage. Excellent play by Logan Ryan. Here we get a man coverage play against the Saints. This is the touchdown right before the half to Juwan Johnson, who is aligned right here going up against Jabril Peppers in man coverage. He just runs an excellent route, as you'll see here. But what the Giants do is they send 5 on this play. And by sending 5, that just leaves Logan Ryan by himself in the center of field, and he cannot get over to the fake post route because it's a really beautiful shimmy by Juwan Johnson. He cannot get underneath that, as you'll see. Look at that shimmy right there. You can see the drag of the toe. That gets Jabril Peppers' hips pointed this direction where it should be pointed in this direction because it is a double move. You can see huge window. Logan Ryan does not have the ability to get over there, close that window. Ends up being a touchdown. Just a beautiful route as well by Juwan Johnson. Beautiful play by the Saints. You can see man coverage though. Locked up, locked up, locked up. Xavier McKinney coming downhill on Alvin Kamara, but there's only 1 high because you have 5 coming. Hadn't seen that much of that in the last couple weeks. Let me get the Rams play right here. Now this, we talked earlier about how the Rams were able to use stacks effectively to take advantage of the man coverage of the Giants. And this is an outward breaking route, and this is just the Rams doing what they do. They throw the eye candy of Robert Woods running around, which drags James Bradbury in that direction, removing the outermost defender. Van Jefferson just releases upward, taking this defender with him. Cooper Kupp runs a flat route, and these defenders do not have the ability to get out there because there's so much space because you're in a reduced split so far inside the numbers there. And you'll see it all kind of break down here. You can see how he releases outside there through that outside shoulder. There's the pick right there. There's no way the defender can get to Cooper Kupp, who easily catches this touchdown, falls in all awkwardly. And that's created just because of excellent offense there. This is a tough situation to be in for the New York Football Giants. You also had that a little bit later on as well. This is going to be another man-covering play of Cooper Kupp. You have an outside zone sell. You have step play side, step play side, step play side, play side, play side, play side. So you're selling the outside zone. They go into the mesh point, and nobody picks up Cooper Kupp coming across towards the boundary right there. This linebacker, Reggie Ragland, ends up getting a chip. You have this defender right here, Logan Ryan, paying attention to Tyler Higbee's spot route, and then nobody picks up Cooper Kupp. This is just a breakdown, miscommunication in coverage. The Giants had a lot of these, especially in this game because it just got really ugly really fast, especially in that second quarter. But you can see the penetration, you can see the pursuit, aggressiveness used against them. Nobody picks up Cooper Kupp. He just kind of gets himself skinny, gets himself small behind the big boys up front. Giants were running a lot of zone in the red zone back earlier in this season. This is week 2 against Washington. We have a touchdown on a slant route against off coverage towards James Bradbury. It looks like a cover 6 type of alignment. You're going to have, quarter. Looks like he's going to take the deep half. Jabril Peppers focuses on Logan Thomas here, doesn't expand laterally towards the sideline, and then you're going to have 2 vertical routes from these 2 tight ends, an out and up, and another vertical right here to occupy both of those safeties, creating a gap in this section of the defense because of this quick hitch route right here from Logan Thomas. We'll see all that kind of break down right here. You have the vertical routes. You have the underneath defender to ensure that these linebackers don't gain too much depth. Jabril Peppers engages Logan Thomas. Logan Ryan had to pay attention to this tight end right here. Bullet in there for a touchdown. Now, the Giants right here may have been anticipating run out of shotgun because you have a big strength here in 12 personnel, 13 personnel really with Logan Thomas over here. So this is setting up with the running back offset in this direction like it could easily be some sort of mesh point, read the end man on the line of scrimmage, zone read. Could be a lot of different things, but the Giants end up running this type of zone coverage. And you can see the huge separation right here from Terry McLaurin against off coverage, something the Giants really struggled with in this game against Washington, playing off a lot against these Washington receivers. And I don't believe we're going to see the same thing the next time they square up. I think we're going to see a lot more press alignment, a lot more physicality from this secondary that's playing with a lot more confidence. And later in the game, too, we see more off coverage. This looks like a cover 4 type of look. You have a 3-by-1 set here. These 4 defenders are all deep. Looks like they're going to be dropping into deep with these 3 underneath defenders. And then you send 4. James Bradbury, very far off. Terry McLaurin, easy pitch and catch right there. You have more zone coverage against the Dallas Cowboys here. You get a vertical from Amari Cooper. Quick little curl, little hitch from CeeDee Lamb. Same on this side, somewhat mirrored. And then you're going to have a little stick and nod type of route from Dalton Schultz against zone coverage. Now look, everybody expands. You have to pay attention to these 2 studs over here. It's going to open up the middle of the field. Again, it looks like some sort of zone cover 4 type of look with Adoree Jackson and James Bradbury sinking. But since Dalton Schultz puts this on, I believe that's Reggie Ragland, little shimmy move, arm over, he's wide open. It's just not completed. It ends up getting dropped here. Throw is in a really good position from Dak Prescott. It looks behind, but it's behind him because of Xavier McKinney coming in right there. Now I want to look at this Raiders game once again. We see another goal line stand here, only this time it's not the Giants running man coverage, something they've done an excellent job at. This is zone coverage. But look at the difference in the zone. The Giants send 4, and they actually get home with 4. They flush Carr out of the pocket, ends up throwing an incompletion to Zay Jones. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to the back end. You line up middle of the field open, too high. Press alignment, not necessarily press to the field. The Giants don't always align press to the field. You can give them a little bit of space. It takes a while for the ball to travel from that far hash over towards that side of the field. So Adoree Jackson gives his player a little bit of space. You have a quick bail. Get your hips flipped, squeeze to the sideline from James Bradbury. Something similar from Adoree Jackson. If this throw is made to Zay Jones at this point, probably not a lot is going to happen because Adoree Jackson is in an excellent position to break on that football. But who do you see streaking in underneath a possible crossing route from Darren Waller? Buzz defender, Logan Ryan. Watch. Baiting, comes down. Anything in breaking. You have Kenyon Drake in breaking. Now you have Logan Ryan in that direction. The Giants' focus on eliminating the middle of the field in this area has been massive. And a lot of this is with Logan Ryan acting as the robber. And look at the zone coverage right here. No. Yeah, you can take a dump off there, but it's not going to result in much. Set up in a 3rd down type of situation if they don't pick up the sticks, which it looks like they probably could there. But you have defenders all in this area. Darren Waller's covered. One-on-one, eliminated. One-on-one, eliminated. You love to see this type of coverage. You love to see the Giants be able to get pressure and flush a quarterback like Derek Carr out of the pocket. So the Giants using these safeties in the middle of the field, buzzing downward with man coverage across the field, has been a recipe or a formula to force field goals. And the Giants are doing what the Giants defense is doing what the Giants offense is ironically doing, only we don't want the Giants offense to keep kicking field goals. But the Giants defense, they're bending and they're bending and they're bending, and then they don't break. At least in recent weeks, they have not broken all that much. They are forcing field goals, making these games 3-6 and 9-6, ugly scores like that. And you know what? If the Giants are going to win football games with an inefficient offense under Jason Garrett with Daniel Jones at quarterback, this may be the way to win football games. I don't know the long-term viability of this strategy, but that doesn't matter because you have to focus on what you can focus on and control what you can control. So that means Jason Garrett has to control the offense, and hopefully they can come out of the bye week with something a little bit more special and something that we can write home about. And Patrick Graham has to control the defense, and he is doing an excellent job controlling said defense in a manner to force field goals, and not break in the red zone. At least he has been doing that over the last 3 games against Carolina, Kansas City, and then here against the Las Vegas Raiders. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. I am Nick Falato. Would you please like, subscribe, leave some comments on the video, drive up that YouTube algorithm so this page can get a little bit more exposure, and then head on over to iTunes and check out the Big Blue Banter podcast, where myself and Dan Schneier break down the All-22 film of the New York Football Giants, talking everything New York Giants, to be honest. Take care, everybody.